Welcome to the Sunflower Rising podcast, where we explore what happens when our raw, messy humanness collides with the boundless grace of Jesus Christ. For too long, the 12 steps have been seen as something reserved only for drugs or alcohol. But here, we're breaking that stigma wide open. These steps are a pathway to surrender, healing, and freedom for everything life throws at us with Jesus right at the center. It's about progress, not perfection. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Rae Anne.
And we're thrilled that you're here. Pull up a chair, let's rise together, and remember to always face the sunlight.
But so, like you were saying, being angry with God.
Yeah.
That's how my relationship started.
Yeah.
I was angry. I was angry. I was jealous. I was bitter. I was resentful. And it was because of the codependency. Like my whole identity was wrapped up in my husband or being loved by my husband. I'd even joked recently and said, I wish someone would have come along the way and told me there was more to life than just finding love from a human being, because that's not our goal or purpose on this life. But I even went into my relationship with Christ vengeful. I remember hearing people talk about him and saying all these things and how great he is and how strong he is and how perfect he is. In my twisted brain or my twisted mind, I thought, I'm going to show you. I'm going to break this God that you seem to think that you know. Because now, and I even said, okay, you're so great, God. You're so powerful. You're so mighty. I am going to give you all this. I'm just going to keep heaping it on you until you break, until you can't handle what I keep giving you. Because I was certain he was going to fail me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the way we view Christ or we view God or our relationship is with our human perspective or based on our human relationships.
Yeah.
So that's how every person had let me down in some way or hurt my heart or did whatever. So I was expecting the same thing. So I just wanted to keep heaping that stuff on there until, well, I mean, as you know, as well as I do now, your experience with Christ or your walk with Christ, he didn't fail me not one time.
Yeah.
He didn't break not once. He didn't let me down. He
Yeah.
just let me. It's almost like he begs you, please give me your stuff so I can help you with this, so I can help you carry it, or I can help you get through this. And eventually I stopped being vengeful and angry, and I stopped being more appreciative and humble and loving and just grateful for the relationship that I'd have with Christ, because he's done so much in my life that sometimes I still can't wrap my brain around it, because I should be dead. Like, there's no reason for me to even still be alive today. Some of the things I've done or been through or experienced, there's absolutely no reason that I should be here.
That's such a beautiful story of how God took just where you were at, and that you told him that I don't want to give up. I want to control my husband. I don't want to give you control.
Right.
And he was like, he just sat there, and it's like I can just almost see him lovingly just letting you let all that out.
Yeah.
And then saying, I'm here. Right. And he just being there. And again, that, correlates to my story in a lot of ways, different in a lot of ways too. But like, my biggest hindrance to my spiritual formation was my desire for control of my days. And so God was kind of over here when I needed him. But on the day to day, I was in control. I was making things good. And then when something would go a little right, okay, then I need him. But that was not a flourishing relationship with God. That was a very performative relationship with God.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that he drew me closer. Some of that was through circumstances. Some of that was just growing up. Some of that was getting to the end of myself and being like, okay, tired of performing. Can't perform like I feel like I'm supposed to. And so, I can see some similarities in the control. It manifested itself in different ways. For me, it was just overperforming. And so now I see him as daily need.
Right.
And daily comfort and daily wisdom and guidance.
Yeah.
That is specifically manifested in this new professional season of relying on him to make my coaching practice go.
Yeah.
I used to know what the paycheck was going to be. I used to know what that was going to be. I used to know how to hit all the targets in my previous work and make, report out to the board how things were going to be and can make it great. And now it's totally different. It's what is mine to do and what is his to do. And so there's definitely a whole new level of reliance.
Right.
in my professional life.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, I mean, perfection is exhausting because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We strive for something that doesn't exist. It's not obtainable. And then we just wonder why we're so frustrated. And just listening to you talk and the things that you're saying is, I think that's how most of us live most of the time is God becomes break in case of emergency. And if there's no emergency, then why do I need him?
Right.
Which if we just submitted from the very beginning when it's not overwhelming, it's not hard, it's not complicated, it would be so much more beneficial to us. But even in the times, like sometimes, you know, I've had to say or even think like, he's not a genie. He's not here just to grant my needs or my wishes. Like, Christ's higher plan actually isn't about me. I just get to be blessed to be a part of it or to get used. You know, I've done sponsoring, which is what you and I have talked about a lot, is I've sponsored to the 12 steps, and it aligns very much with the coaching things. And I've joked, I'm like, man, could have been getting paid these whole 15 years to be doing this kind of stuff, you know? But I have told people when they struggle with that in regards to like free will, or why did God let this happen to me, or why did God allow that? And I'm like, well, your life's not a chess game. You know, he's like, he's not just waiting to see what you're going to move or how you're going to do to anticipate his next move. He's present in all the stuff, and he already knows. But a lot of times people don't understand free will. Is that he will allow you to make your own choices. He will allow you to make your own decisions. He's not orchestrating, or he is not deemed, okay, well, Nikki, you get to experience all these negative things. We can't, there's evil in the world. There's people that don't believe, but there's free will. And there's just a natural course of choices or consequences or things in this world. But if we submit everything we experience or what we go through to Christ, which is what he wants us to do, then he helps us to navigate and get through all of that stuff. But some of it's so hard and so heavy that our own just natural flesh and being, we can't handle it all on our own. We can't navigate all of this stuff on our own. That's why there is addiction, alcoholism, numbing, shopping, porn. I mean, like, you name it. All of those things are actually coping mechanisms. When the couple that I told you we had started things with, one of the gentlemen, one of the things he loved to say is, it's not like alcohol is not a symptom of. Oh, I'm sorry, I just forgot how he said it.
It's not the problem, it's a symptom of the problem.
Right, there you go. Alcohol is not the problem, it's a symptom of the problem. All the problems live in here, in my inability to just deal with them or to know how to process them or what to do with them. So that's even, again, with tying in like the Christian coaching that you have available to people, and then teaching the 12 steps. It gives us something applicable to know how to apply all the answers and all the stuff over our life.
100% correct. I resonate with what you say. And I'll add that, you know, if God doesn't get us addicted or down in the mire, he'll give us good things. That'll keep us from doing the best things. Or he'll give us good things from this world that'll keep us from doing the God things that he has for us. And so there's a lot of perspectives to come out of, whether you need to come out of an addiction or you just need to let go of some of the things that the world's drawn you into to give room to follow God's calling. You know, we all have to follow that process. And it's we have to surrender to that process at some point to let God lead.
And life doesn't stop lifing. There's always going to be an issue or a problem. I mean, again, how I've said, I've been doing this walk, and so my sobriety date is July 25th of 2010. So I will, again, this year will be 16 years for me. But even still 16 years with knowing the 12 steps and having a relationship with Jesus, there's still stuff that comes up that I struggle with, or things that I'm having to learn about myself, or stuff I can say from my past, or stuff I've experienced, but I'm just now in a place or an area where it's being revealed to me because I think God's prepared me enough to be able to handle it today or to deal with it today. I mean, I still have food issues. I struggle with food issues. I wish I could be some unhinged beast that just like took a bath in chocolate. I'd be so happy. You know, like the gluttony of just wanting to be able to eat whenever I want to. But I'm an emotional eater. I'm a stress eater. I like to run to food, and that helps me with my emotions. Shopping's an issue for me, and things that I'm really to this year that God's put on my heart to focus on, to sit with, to kind of work on is also my emotional spirituality. You know, I'm an empath. We had talked about that.
Yes.
But I have to learn how to navigate being an empath more healthy without burning myself out, with it being so negative for me, without it being I pour out, and I absorb, which none of it's good or healthy. I'm absorbing a lot of negative from other people. And then I just crash and burn. I will get emotional, spiritual burnout. And then I'm like, why have I cut off everybody from my life? Why am I hiding in my room? Why am I watching 12 hours of Netflix? What is wrong with me? You know?
Yeah.
I'm still even having to work on that stuff. So I think we have to stop approaching life as it being somewhere we arrive. You never just arrive, right? Like it's, I mean, till the day that we're put in the earth, like really our point and purpose from my perspective, what I believe, we don't truly arrive until we get to heaven. And everything else we're doing here on earth is to prepare us for that arrival. We never arrive here on earth, but we tend to try to approach it like we are. I'm going to get to the point even spiritually where I know God so well, I have nothing else to learn. That's a sad place to be because I don't ever want to stop learning.
Right.
And who am I to think that I'm ever going to be like this with Christ? He's unfathomable for our human brains, but we're constantly learning or growing, or you know, just in anything in our life, you're never going to arrive. Never ever.
I think I've learned in my later years that if I feel like I've arrived, that's when I'm in trouble. Right. That's when things are going to get to go south. And so I've had to learn, and it's not, we want to say, oh, I worked on that once. Check.
Right.
Done it. You know, I dieted that one time, or I've said sorry that one time.
Right.
Or whatever, you know, and we've got to embrace a life here that is managed, that it's examined, that it's given up.
Right.
Not one time. No. Every day. Right. And, you know, talked about being in heaven. My views about heaven have changed too, where it's not somewhere I'm going to escape to someday.
Right.
It's something I'm bringing here and carrying into the next. And so it changed how I view what I do today. Because I don't have to wait to escape to heaven. I can bring some heaven here as much as God allows me.
Right.
And what I'm doing now will be carried with me. The way that I relate to God or relate to others is going to count.
Right.
In the new earth and in heaven. So this has been fun.
I know, this has been great.
So as we wrap up, let's take a little bit and tell our friends, like, where are we going with this podcast? What's happening?
Well, I love how right now what we're doing is kind of just letting everybody see how this unfolds and explore this with us, and how God's doing things in our life with us, and we're just going to sit down and conversate a couple times, and so we want people to still tune in to stay a part of, but right now it's just for us to get them to get to know us, and us to even get to know each other, and to just talk about God and the 12 steps. But at some point where we're going to get to, and what the episodes will be about, will actually teaching about the 12 steps, and then you teaching about what Christian coaching is, and how to apply these things in our life. And we're going to do it from I statements, where what your story has been, what your testimony in God's been, what my story's been, how God has helped me in my life. And really the whole point, I think, for you and I both, and what we hope that this achieves is it just makes people want to be able to long to know Jesus as well. There's that little catchphrase that we have talked about, or what I've said to you a couple of times, is the podcast here is what I hope is what happens when your humanness and Christ collide. And let's just sit down and talk about it. Like, what is it going to be? It's just a safe place for any and everybody. So even if you don't love God, I want you to even want to tune in here, because I want us to talk about it in such a way that maybe that'll knock down walls for people, so that they would be more open to just explore, or even listen, or to know, or hell, I don't know. Maybe you're hoping I'm going to burn out like a damn train wreck. If that's the case too, tune in anyways, because God's going to use something somewhere. I honestly don't care why you're here. If you're hoping really like I'm a mess and you're waiting to see a train wreck, because that's probably going to happen sometimes too. But tune in for that anyways, because I mean, God can use any and everything, and I'm okay with it. If I gotta be a train wreck in your life and God uses it for you, I'm willing to be a train wreck, man. I don't care.
I love it. No, I'm so glad you said the phrase where humanness and Christ collide, because I've been thinking a lot about that over the last few weeks as we've been preparing to do this. And, sometimes we look at our humanness as something hard or something weak, and
that it disqualifies us.
There you go. That's the word. And it's not disqualifying. No. When we give it up, it's God made us in His image, and He made us uniquely us. Right. Some days I want to know why. Like, really, God, why? Why did you make me this way? Why did you give me? But He did. And so it's not me to change that. And so I love, we're just going to be real. We're going to keep it all about Jesus. Yeah. And we're going to keep it all about how we walk with Him every day.
Yeah.
I hope people will keep tuning in.
Me too. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Awesome.